So you have more companies that initially maybe we reached out to them before saying, oh, let's do solar for your company. Now reaching out to us saying, oh, we're interested in, alternative electricity. We're interested in knowing how this will work for us. And I believe most solar companies, at least mine, we always show cost savings for as long as 10, 15 years. So you know how much you're going to save in the long run if you're using this solar.
Welcome to theBLOcounsel, where we talk about everything personal development and business development. On this episode, we will dive into the Naijapreneurs segment, where we discuss with Nigerian entrepreneurs, their journey, struggles, and lessons learned on their path to success.
I know you work in the solar space now. Is it something that for you, are you enjoying, is it something you see yourself, and I don't know, maybe your work people might be watching and they'll say, yeah, but is it something you see yourself, doing long term? What are the sort of, possibilities you see in this industry for you, if you see yourself working in it for long term, or do you just see it as, I'm just doing it so that I can learn and get some skills, and then maybe I go and work in United Nations for more sustainable goals?
Well, I do see myself working in the solar industry long term. I'm very passionate, like I mentioned, about climate change. There's so much work to be done in Nigeria when it comes to solar, and both educating people about it and getting more of these big companies to move from diesel to solar energy, and then getting people, more homes getting involved in the solar energy systems. Also, rural projects, electrification projects, where you have some areas like, I know in my village, at least for one, we don't really have power in the village, which is and we go home almost every year. So you have us, we go home, and then we should be looking forward to having a good time. But then, you're going there, there's no electricity. You're going back to 1990s. You're just going to chill around with your family and bond. But if you can get the solar system to these people that really need it, because, Lagos, high priority zone, a lot of people have electricity in Lagos. Yeah. Then you have these places that are even rural places in Lagos that do not have electricity at all. They don't even see maybe an hour of electricity. These are some of the people that I would like to reach long term. So, I'm starting here from, being a coordinator and, going from business to business. But long term, both with this company, with some other international bodies, you would like to reach some of these rural places and actually make a difference, both in your country, or rather in your state, in your city like Lagos. And for some of the other things that I really enjoy about working in the solar industry, you get to meet so many people. Because this is a sustainable development goal, you get to meet a lot of international bodies, both companies, and you get like UN people come to you. You have like some of these conferences or seminars with people you never thought you'd meet before. You meet the prime ministers of other countries. Like I've met the prime minister of the Netherlands before, or no, the consulate general of the Netherlands. Don't cancel, please. So yeah, you get to meet people you never thought you'd meet before. There's so much interaction in that space, and you get to learn a lot. You get to rub minds. So it's like, I don't want to say it's like a higher level, but it's you stop thinking like a bit small. You stop thinking of just yourself, your home, your community. You begin to think, oh, Nigeria, Africa, the world. So there's this maturity that comes from meeting with these people and rubbing minds with these people that I really, really enjoy. That's one of the things I definitely enjoy, besides the sustainability and also the electrification going far. Meeting with these international bodies and learning a lot from them is also key.
Okay, well, that makes sense. I think these are things that will probably attract. I'm attracted to this type of things already, But yeah, I think it's worth the time and all that I spend doing that, because if you're able to meet a lot of people, I'm sure that experience alone itself is something that you can't even buy outside.
Even giving power to people that big companies too, and like giving them proper cost savings at the end of the day, it's sort of fulfilling too. Or even like home system, residential home system, someone that was probably spending a lot of money on diesel in their house when they are, these people that handle shortlets, maybe you're spending so much on that, the facilities that they are managing, and then you come in with this holy grail, you come in with this solution for them, and then you're giving them solar, and they cut down cost by like maybe 35, maybe 40, maybe 50%, saving so much more money. And you can see that you've given these people joy, like on a silver platter. So it's also fulfilling to you to knowing that, yeah, you did that.
But are you guys getting, like, because now you're saying, okay, I have this beautiful cost saving, sustainable energy that I wanted to stop using, and then that I wanted to use, I wanted to stop using normal PHCN. Are you guys getting pushback from, because if I were the people giving PHCN power, I'll start fighting you guys that, who are these guys that want to take business from me? Yeah, is there like a pushback from?
I don't think you can ever really take over from the grid, because the grid would more often than not be more affordable. But when you're coming from the direction of diesel fuel, you can most likely one of them, almost 100% of the time. But for the grid, you can't really get pushback from them. We do give people tariffs, like power assist system. So instead, where you're paying a flat fee, and then we're covering both your grid, your solar, and then your diesel, if you still want to use diesel. So we're incorporating, I guess, I don't want to say PHCN, but we're incorporating the grid into what we do to provide you with power. So it's a grid-tied system where you're using grid and solar. Unless in places like we mentioned before, don't even have grid. So then they can't even push back on us because they were not supplying grid to those areas initially. That's the only option they have, just the solar. Exactly. So we're bringing solar to an area that didn't even have grid. So they can't really push back on us because we're not necessarily infringing on an area they were already providing power. Okay, so I have two more questions for you. I think I've been saying two for the past. Okay, the question is more about, so I'll just look at the future. We'll wrap up with the future of solar. I don't know, are you seeing a future where, like I said, it may not replace the grid, but are you seeing a future where maybe most of the rural areas, like maybe in Nigeria, for example, is going to be more of solar there than more grid system? Or maybe the solar companies will come and install solar, and then at some point the grid gets there and then they stop using the solar? Or what's kind of like your view of the future of the solar energy industry? Let's forget about the sustainable angle, but in Nigeria itself, how do you see that? Okay, I do feel like I'm one of the people that feel like the solar industry has a bright future, especially in Nigeria, because there are already policies coming up, even in Lagos, from Sanwo-Olu. We've attended some seminars with him where he's talking about, opening the grid to more people, because, we have a policy in Nigeria where if you provide solar to people, you can provide solar to a company and you have excess power, but you can't put that power back into the grid. So with it being more open now, you can have a situation where you're supplying so much power to some people and then they can sell that power to other people as well. So it's not just that they are making you're giving them cost savings, you're also giving them a means of revenue as well. So it's like double the fun.
You can save money and you can make money.
Exactly. And then the world is also trying to reduce the cost of some of these things and to normalize. When something is created more, or when there's more supply, it helps the demand. So instead of things being too expensive because the supply is not enough, now the world is trying to make more of these clean or alternative energy equipment. So once there's more in circulation, we know that the prices will definitely come down. And with those prices coming down, it definitely makes it a more better option as opposed to diesel and fuel and these other options. So I really see solar growing more, especially in Nigeria, because we're in Africa, we have so much sunlight, and then you still don't have 24/7 power. So it's like an untapped market for solar, essentially. You know that you're going to get a lot of sunshine, which is going to power all your equipment, instead of having to rely on gen or even rely on your grid that sometimes, when you have those low currents and it cannot even power your fridge, that you can't have that with solar. So it's like we have
always high currents.
You have the exact amount that you need. So it's like you have normal current. So you have all this untapped sunlight that we're not using. If you were maybe somewhere in Russia, you say, okay, maybe it wouldn't work because you get so much snow, or you're in the UK, there's so much rain. But we have a healthy amount of sunshine that we wish there was less of it, but you have all of that, and I really feel like we're beginning to take notice of these things and how we can monetize it. So
Makes sense.
I definitely see it. I definitely see solar becoming a big deal in Nigeria.
Yeah. Okay. So well, I guess we're looking forward to a solar world very soon.
Clean world.
Clean energy, clean solar world.